Hi, folks. Bob Mannery here. You're listening to A2D Radio, real sports talk radio for the fans, by the fans, no agenda. These guys are the best in the business. Hashtag it. No notes.
We'll remix it so we don't have to talk about this conversation too long.
Hi, folks. Bob Mannery here. You're listening to A2D Radio, real sports talk radio for the fans, by the fans, no agenda. These guys are the best in the business. Hashtag it. No notes.
Welcome in, everybody. A2D After Dark, only on A2D Radio. We're brought to you by our doc, Make Him Yours, Dr. Paul Vidal, Specialized Physical Therapy, Burlington, Cherry Hill locations. Find them on the web, specializedphysicaltherapy.com. Tom, Chrome, Ariana, Lindsay. Hello, darkness. At the bottom, Tori. I don't even know who it is. Incognito tonight. Going incognito. And there's a lot of feelings, and we got a big show in store for everybody tonight. We really do. And because there's a big topic at hand in the city. But we'll talk about other things throughout this show. Dating someone who's a fan of another team, or being married to someone who's a fan of another team. How's that dynamic work for you? And how do you make
married in general? What is that?
I don't know. I don't know. I'm a professional at it right now. You know what I mean? I'm a pro's pro. Lakers new uniforms, hot or not? Maybe we'll get Ralphie in here for that segment. See his feelings on it. Our big Lakers fan. We'll talk about it. They look good. I mean, all these new uniforms are cool to me. I mean, there really hasn't been one besides the Sixers, because we'll be overly critical, that's been and not. So far we've been pretty hot with all the unis. We'll see if that changes when it comes to the Lakers. We'll preview Eagles Saints. I don't know about anybody else, but I'm like a little bit excited for it because it's something different. And either we're going to find out if this kid can play because he's an Eagle and I don't care. I just want my guys to be able to play. Or we're going to find out we're even in more trouble than we thought we were. We'll recap Eagles-Packers. We'll talk about Carson Wentz's struggles. And we'll talk about the little bit of a spark for a couple minutes that Jalen Hurts brought to the table and what that means moving forward. Our main topic at hand, though, and our poll question brought to you by Ambuck Services, 20% off. Tell them A2D sent you. Gutter guards, gutter installations. They got you covered. AmbuckServices.com. You're happy with Jalen Hurts being named the starting quarterback. Agree or disagree? So you are happy with Jalen Hurts being named the starting quarterback. Agree or disagree? Let us know. Facebook, YouTube, Twitter, Twitch. That's where we're live. Everywhere you get your podcasts, we're there as well. Like, subscribe, follow, download. You know the deal. Come talk to us tonight. Tell us how you feel. Because when you're coming into this, and anytime you're talking about the grass being greener, there's always a little bit of excitement because you don't know. The unknown will give you excitement. That's just natural for everybody in the world. And the way our quarterback has played, he's been battered and beaten throughout this year because he's been hit so many times that you get skittish. And he's been terrible. So guess what? Anything's more exciting right now. So naturally, even if we're the biggest Carson Wentz guy there is, like myself, Tori, I know other people are, that you can tell Tori is, that you're like, you understand what he's gone through, but you also want to say, you know what? Let's see what this kid can do. And for the first time, there's like a little bit of something new. And when it comes to something new, you want to give it a chance. You want to not be happy. Is happy the right word? Is happy because remember, this is happy is such a tough word because I'm not happy that a $100 million quarterback who's a cap hit of $59 million next year, $24 million the year after, and $15 million a year after that maybe can't play or we mentally screwed him. I don't want to be happy about that. I have no time to be happy about that because that's organizational failure, right? But am I happy about something different this week because we've stunk offensively? We set football back 90 years. There's college teams that would score more than us. Happy, not the right word, but being excited for something different and see if that works for a week and find out if this kid can play at all? Sure, I'm in. I'll agree to it. And I'm a big Carson Wentz person. I'll agree to it. So, ladies, tell me what you think. I mean, do you agree or disagree to the poll? Are you happy? Or are you just like, it's something different, but I'll still agree? Or you disagree completely? I think most people would agree just because it's different. But you can't be happy. Happy is the wrong word. Because happy over paying our quarterback that much money and him sitting the bench sets our franchise back like 5 years. So we can't be happy about that. But happy about something different for a week? Sure. I'll buy into that. What do you guys say?
I'll start. I say the same thing. Like, no, I'm not happy. Happy is definitely not the right word. But like, literally read my thoughts. Let me find his name. Somebody said in the comments, they were like, yeah, well, putting Hurts in is literally, I'm expecting a loss at this point. So it's like putting him in at least is like, all right, let's see if we can get something different. So it's like, I almost feel like, a spark, like him giving us that spark is worth something in my book. So making him the starter, you know what? Fine, do it. I don't care. I'm not necessarily happy, but will that bring something else? Like, will that bring me something other than like feeling dead on the inside watching them? Maybe. Who knows? I don't know. But I'll go with agree on this one.
Yeah, because it's different. And different's fun sometimes for a week. If it pays off and he plays well, then maybe it's fun for another week. But at the end of the day, I'm sitting Carson down because I'm tired of him getting banged up. I'm just letting him breathe the rest of the year. And I'm going to find out what I have because I have to find out what I have quickly because I owe this guy so much money. So I got to find out if this kid can play at all to decide who I'm really giving my franchise over to. There's so many decisions in this offseason. So happy's never going to be the right word because we stink. But excited for something different this week? I'm all in agreement with that. Ariana, Tori, I already know what you're going to say. Ariana, you go next. I think I know what you're going to say, but you two can off each other.
She's been poking that voodoo doll all week.
Exactly. What I said last week, like, this is what I wanted. But am I happy? I have mixed feelings because I'm nervous that this is the higher ups trying to prove to us that he's not the answer either. So Carson will have an open shot at coming back if JALEN messes up. I'm just nervous that like this is them like making us quiet because this is what the fans wanted. They want Carson out of here and they're tired of opening up Twitter and social media and seeing that like we're on them so heavy about Carson. So they're doing it for us, but I don't know if it's for the right reasons. Like if you want to bench him because he's not playing, well, be my guest. But if you want to bench him for us, just to prove that Jalen Hurts isn't it, like, don't do that either. Like, I'm kind of nervous of why they're doing this, and we don't know the answer. So,
yeah,
I don't know.
I think the only answer is that they're just trying something different, or they're trying to figure out what they have in him. Hopefully, Hopefully, it's not because of us. I mean, there's a strong man. There's listen. I mean, the entire fan base said it was time. Through 3 quarters last week that, okay, we've seen enough now. Like we tried to hope he would come back and fight through it. And he's just not there mentally because he's been hit so many times. And if we know anything about the quarterback position and the NFL, the guys who get hit around are the guys who don't play well. It's really as simple as that. Like you can't have 2.6 seconds to throw. So nobody's helped him, but he hasn't. But what I'm happy for is I know this guy will run around. So he'll make up for a bad offensive line for a week because he'll run all around the field and he'll make plays with his feet, something Carson wasn't doing. So I think it is a spark for a week. And it does make me a little happy because I don't know if anybody else has watched these games, but I just want some excitement. They've been so boring.
That's like it, yeah.
Going to sleep at halftime. Like, you know what I mean? 2:00, taking a nap. Like I'm 90. You know what I mean? Like that's not what football should be doing to us. So Tor, enlighten us on why you probably totally disagree with this. And
I really don't know what would give you the impression that I would disagree. But I disagree. Like I said to you, I don't know what this organization is doing. I think when it comes down to it, I'm most worried about like, why are they not being transparent with us as fans or with the team? Like, no one seems to know what's going on. What was the plan when Hurts was drafted? Like, was this foreseen? Like, was getting Carson out of here the deal? Because to me, it seems like the players hate Carson, the coaches hate Carson, Howie hates Carson. So, like, I just want to be told, we hate Carson. We're done with him. We're going to do everything we can do to make him look bad. Because when Hurts came in, guys were making catches they were not making all season. And I'm like, that's telling. Jalen Reagor has the touchdown, the punt return, or the kickoff return. Not that that's on Hurts, but it's just like things were happening. And I'm just disappointed that, you know, like a lot of people are saying, they weren't building around our franchise quarterback. Why call him our franchise quarterback when you have zero loyalty to the guy for years? After Nick Foles, you want to have a whole nother controversy the second Hurts was drafted. And I don't think this does anything for Wentz mentally besides destroy him even more. We've straight up destroyed this man 100%. And obviously, like, I want my team to win. I want what's best for my team. But when I like a player, I'm ride or die. So I'm freaking dying with Carson right now, and I'm in mourning.
And rightfully so. This isn't easy. Listen, this hurts. This means as a franchise, you think you missed. I mean, to draft the guy in the first or second round is telling me you're drafting your quarterback's replacement after you just gave him $100 million. The whole thing is confusing. I feel like there's a disconnect all over this organization, and you're 100% spot on. I don't want to say they set him up to fail. I mean, Howie Roseman's decisions have set him up to fail-ish, right? Because guys have gotten hurt too. Like when your offensive line's all banged up, you're done. You're probably not going to be a good football team unless you have tons of weapons that make up for it. You know what I mean? Like you really have to have tons of weapons to make up for a bad offensive line. So he's gotten crushed, Tor. He's gotten killed. I think, honestly, to run him back out there every week is worse for his confidence than to say, hey, come look at it from another side. Come look just what a young kid's going to do by moving around. Because what he is going to do is he's going to try to escape a lot of times and make a lot of throws moving around. That's just what he does. That's Jalen Hurts, right? He's not a good in-the-pocket thrower. So maybe for these 4 games, it lets you find out some things, right? Because I don't think anybody on the team hates Carson. I don't think Howie just all of a sudden hated Carson after he gave him $100 million. It wouldn't make sense. Doug, I don't think Doug hates Carson, and I don't think the players hate Carson. I just think when you bring in a backup quarterback that can play a little bit into a game, it always lights a spark up for a team a little bit, and it didn't light a spark enough for us to win. So it's just
it lit a spark, but he threw an interception. Like he wasn't this great quarterback. He threw a touchdown. He was mediocre. He finished the game.
He did. Well, he did more in a mediocre sample size than what we've seen from Carson Wentz in the last 6 weeks.
Yeah.
It's true.
I mean, listen, I get where you're coming from, and I'm a ride or die guy too. But at the same time, I cheer for the name and the logo on the front of the jersey, not the name on the back of the jersey. I love Carson Wentz as much as anybody here. However, it's not getting done. And I don't believe this is an indictment. I don't believe they set Carson up to fail, to be the fall guy. You guys make it sound like it's a big mob hit. Do I think, I agree with Tom, the decisions made by Howie absolutely set this whole thing in motion and then decisions by Doug. And whoever's collaborative a decision it was to not have an offensive coordinator. However, just as much as a quarterback gets all the praise on the field for success, they're going to be the guy on the field that's going to take the hit when things aren't going well. And right now, it's not working. He doesn't look like the same guy that he has over the last couple of years. And at this point, you know, I had a pretty good conversation with a buddy earlier, and some of the points that came up were, you know, I truly feel like if you want Howie gone, you need to see Jalen Hurts, and you need to see him show that it doesn't matter who the quarterback is. This team's not going to win as it is. That's primary one. And that alone,
I agree with that.
Because at this point, it's just as it is right now, it's not going to work. So This is the time, like Tom said, I agree with that, Tom. Give him a couple games, let him watch from the sidelines. He's not going anywhere. There's way too much of a dead cap hit with a team that's already in cap hell for next year. Carson Wentz is the quarterback for next year. I'm sorry. I don't care what it mathematically says. There's nothing to play for this year. So at this point, it's a time to rest Carson, let him see it from a different perspective, let him get a damn wake-up call. And then on the other side, this is also an opportunity to, see if you have something with Jalen Hurts. Even if it's not for this team, maybe he becomes a trade asset down the road or this offseason. Becomes a guy who other teams who are looking for a quarterback or who have an aging quarterback and are looking for that next guy, they can look at him as a possible option. There's nothing to gain at this point. It's only negativity continuing to track Carson out there week after week with the way that things are going now.
Dude, I find no excitement in playing a game to watch a quarterback play well to trade him somewhere. I don't find excitement in
I find no excitement in watching a game to watch a quarterback who hasn't played well all year and is getting worse every week.
Crow, there's no shot they're trading Jalen Hurts in this offseason. I'm just gonna be honest with you.
Right, but this is the time. Even if next year, but even if next year Jalen Hurts is your backup quarterback, this is the time where you have a sample size of games where you can put him out there and build up a trade stock, even if it's 2 years from now. This is the only time you're guaranteed to have this window of games where there's nothing to lose by putting him out there for a number of games to get experience.
I'm going to ask everybody a question. This is a question. What happens if he goes out and wins Sunday? That's all I want to ask everybody. What happens if he goes out and wins Sunday? Which I think I'm going to tell you. I think we're going to preview that game in a second. But what happens if he goes out and wins Sunday?
Can I start? I think if Jalen goes out and wins, I think Carson's head is on the chopping block, and they can get rid of him while he is worth something to another team. He's not, but he can be. Like, he's not doing it for us. Like, look what happened. Like, Tor, what you just said, like, Jalen went out and sparked a fire under their butt. That's the same thing as Nick Foles. It's not that Carson's a bad quarterback. I just don't think we're the right home for him. Like, we played better for Foles. We can potentially go down a path that we are going to play better for Hurts. Is he going to be the franchise quarterback? No. But this could be a wake-up call to everyone upstairs that it's not Carson either. Go find someone else.
Listen, he'll come out and win a game. The kid wins games. He's won a lot of games as a starting quarterback throughout his college career. It's a different animal here. But he can run around, and running around can make up for your issues. So Tori, Lindsay, what happens if he wins this game?
I think moving forward, look, I'm not jumping to any conclusions after winning one game. I'd say he wins this next game. He goes and starts the next game. I would take it game by game. I'm not going to start jumping to conclusions like we have our quarter, no. I'm just going to say you win this game, you move on to the next game. Let's see what you got. But that's all I would say.
Yep, but week by week. That's sort of how it is right now because Doug didn't say, hey, he's my quarterback for the rest of the year. He's just my quarterback for this week, and we'll see. So if he plays well, then he'll get another game. And if he plays well after that, he'll get another one and another one. But Carson the thing about it is Carson can come back and still start if he doesn't play well. You know what I mean? So you can always go back to him. And at this point, I know we've ruined him mentally, but I'm tired of caring about that. You know what I mean? Like, you got paid $100 million. I mean, I can't get all caught up in the me ruining you mentally because you haven't played well or because you weren't the guy on the podium holding the MVP trophy to the Super Bowl. Like, I can't worry about that. You still have that ring sitting in your drawer, right? You still have that. You're still cashing your check. And no matter how much I like you, you're paid to carry us. And a lot of guys have bad year fives. A lot of guys. Donovan did. Peyton did. For some reason, it's year 5. I don't understand. But a lot of quarterbacks have bad years in year 5. This is really bad, Tor. And I don't know. If this guy goes out and wins, not that he will, but if he goes out and wins, half his games, we're coming into training camp next year with a quarterback controversy bigger than it was this year.
If he wins this game, it's huge. It's not like I was going to say it's not like the Giants, but guess what? They're in first place. So I'm going to say it's not like the Jets. You know, he's not, if he beats the Jets, whatever. If you beat the Saints, that to me equals more than one win just because they're Super Bowl contenders. I don't see it happening. And obviously I want to win, but I just don't like the feeling I have right now of, I don't know what is in the minds of our team. Am I wrong for thinking like we should know where their minds are at? Like we keep getting the same bullshit at the press conferences. Like I want like a legit answer. You know, we're looking at both guys to see who can be the best. Like we're gonna see what Jalen can do the rest of the season. Like I want a definitive. I feel like we deserve that. A definitive plan from here on out.
Tor, I literally am thinking the same thing. Like last week, we were talking about how every press conference afterwards are like, we're frustrated. We get it. You know, we need like whatever. Everyone knows the vibe we need to get on. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. Well, and same thing when it comes to the quarterback situation. I feel like every week we're like, it's almost like Doug like doesn't want to say that he's giving him a chance. Like he's like, yeah, he's gonna be our starter, but this blah blah blah, this doesn't mean anything. I'm like I mean, at some point you gotta give him the confidence that you don't have to give him confidence because if you're at this level, you need confidence by yourself. But I don't know. I just feel like when you talk about the press conferences, I get so frustrated like looking at them because they're either the same thing or they're constantly. I feel like we're just not hearing something.
I don't even know why I watch them, to be honest.
Yeah. See, I think differently. I think the fact that Doug hung with Carson as long as he has is a nod to the confidence he has in him. I want to have definitive answers, but we never do. But at the same time, I don't think there's a definitive answer. I don't think this organization knows where they're going to be at in 2021, who the GM is going to be, who the head coach is going to be, and who the quarterback is going to be. And I'd rather it just be open than for them to tell me one thing. And but I would rather have them not say anything at all than tell me a bunch of lies that aren't going to come to fruition in 4 weeks from now. At this point, we know it's a question mark. There's no way they can give us any answers at this point. With how bad this is, it's impossible for them to give me a definitive answer that I'm going to be satisfied with.
I want to hear that there's a huge question mark. I want to hear that they don't know. That's what I want to hear, not that, like, so we're saying here, we're questioning if he plays well, we think he's going to start again. But I want to hear that if Jalen plays well, he's our starting quarterback.
But you can't do that as a professional organization. You can't tell people we don't know what we're doing. You can't openly do that. It's just not how business works. It's never worked like that in pro sports or any business. So we might want it, but they're not going to give us that. And I don't expect
I'm sure they can find a fancy ass political correct way of telling us that.
Maybe, but they won't. Tori, this is all politician talk. This is an organization that decided to go with two quarterbacks again. This is an organization that should have known what was going to happen if one didn't play well. If Carson didn't play well, now you're sitting down all this money. Now you're tied to all this money. So if you didn't believe in him from the beginning, you should have never gave him $100 million, and you should have did what the Cowboys did with Dak Prescott and franchise tag him. It's as simple as that. But they're the ones who got attached to the player. So people in there saying that we're attached to a player. No, I'm attached to a player you gave $100 million to. That's what happens in pro sports. You give somebody $100 million in the National Football League, I automatically get attached to their ass. That's how it works. So that's what we all are. So Fletcher Cox, I'm attached to him. He's a $100 million player. Anybody in the league, I can start naming guys. Oh, we're attached to him. If you're a fan of the team or you're an owner, you're attached to them. You're attached to the cap hit. You're attached to $59 million next year. There's no way he's going anywhere. So my next question, everybody, is how does Carson get his job back? Is it something he'll get back this year if Jalen doesn't play well? Is it something that he's going to have to fight and camp for next year? I mean, these are questions now that are going to be talked about for a while, unless Jalen Hurts comes out and throws like 5 picks Sunday. Then we're not even talking about nothing. And which
is possible against the Saints.
I don't think he's going to do that because I think he's going to run around more, and he might get killed.
Somebody said like the most 2020 thing that will happen is it will be Malcolm Jenkins. So that'll be fun.
What will be Malcolm
to pick off Hurts?
Or he comes out and plays well and we beat him. possible when a guy can run around. That's all I'm saying. When a guy can run around, things break open and you get plays. That's what happens. It doesn't mean he can throw from the pocket. Doesn't mean he's a great thrower at all. It just means when you can get outside the pocket, things break down and guys get open.
My question is,
well, you're taking off, Michael. What happened to the question we just asked? We're running from it. We're running. I see you running. Hello, darkness. I see you running. How does he get his job back? How does Carson get his job back?
No, that's not it.
Question. You just put Doug Peterson. You just Doug Peterson does. You said. You said next question.
No, my question is, Wentz is the problem. We're taking Wentz out. Like people are saying on Twitter and everywhere. Why is Jason Peters still playing? Why is Alshon Jeffrey still playing? Why are we not addressing the other problems? Why are we not playing as much as him?
I mean, Jason Peters comes out every 5 minutes. Jason Peters is out every 5 minutes. He's not playing as much as him. They're not, because they don't have the ball. Anybody who says that doesn't even get that either. They don't have the ball in their hand every play. They're not magnified as much. It's not magnified as much. It's a starting quarterback in the National Football League. It's the most magnified position in all of sports. There isn't a bigger one. It's what we do. It's what every big fan base does. You don't got to like it. It's just the way pro sports is. We all know what common sense is. A team game. And the reason we were winning games before is we had good offensive line, right? We protected our quarterback, and you had time to throw. If you have over 3 seconds to get rid of a football, guys, or 4 seconds, guys get open. If you have 2.6 seconds, nobody gets open. So the only chance we had the winning, I've been saying for 4 weeks now, is Carson run around, right? And he didn't do it enough. And when he did, he would get first downs, etc. But he didn't move, right? He wasn't. I'm not saying he was a statue, but he wasn't moving around to the level that we needed him to with a bad offensive line.
Wait until Hurts plays behind this line and with these bum-ass receivers and see how he responds. Can't wait. Hashtag can't wait.
Tor's a young kid who hasn't been beaten up yet. You know what I mean?
That's what I'm saying. Just wait.
No, maybe he doesn't get beat up. Maybe the fresh legs of a quarterback win you a game this week because of it. So, Ariana, how does Carson even get his job back? Or does he never get his job back?
I don't think he gets his job back this season. I think Hurts is going to play well enough that they will start him for the next couple of weeks as long as he doesn't throw like 5 picks. I don't think if he does anything but that, I think he keeps his job for the rest of the season. And then they have to talk about it upstairs for next season. I don't know if Carson will see the field again this season.
I don't think he does this year either, personally.
Yeah.
Or Lindsay, how does Carson get his job back? Is it next year training camp? He's going to go win it, or is it something he gets back this year?
Hurts is not going to last, so Wentz will be back.
But what's it going to take for Hurts to do for Wentz to come back?
I think for Wentz to come
Hurts playing like a bum ass.
But what does that mean? Like picks, or what do you mean? Fumbles?
She's so salty. You're so salty. We can't even good Lord, we can't. That's it. That's all we're getting. It's been playing like a bum ass. Come on, give us more. What's it good? You're talking about? We want answers. You talking about you want answers. We want answers. What's it going to take for him to get his job back? What does Carson on his end have to do to get his job back?
Okay, so I think he's not going to get his job back until Hurts fails. So I'm going to go with sacks, fumbles, interceptions, the usual bum-ass tactics.
So you think his whole future is sitting on Jalen Hurts' shoulders? Carson can't himself earn his job back.
How can he earn his job back when he's not playing if the starting quarterback is playing well?
You can win it back next year. That's what I'm asking you. It's an open-ended question.
I'm saying this season, I think Hurts is going to fail at quarterback. I do. And I think Wentz will get it back this season.
So you think he'll get it by default? He won't earn it back?
Well, this season, how can you earn it back unless I don't? All right. So I don't think Hurts is being taken out until he fails.
But we left it open. It could be this season and next season. He could earn his job back next year. So that's what we're asking.
But I think it's going to happen this year. And I think it doesn't happen until Hurts fucks up. That's when he'll get it back by default.
I can't believe I'm disagreeing with you on this. I don't think I don't think he fucks up. I think he plays well because he can run around. I think he'll play well. Now, if that sample size isn't enough for me to deal Carson, like that's 4 games. It's not enough. Like the sample size has to be 2 years worth of you playing good football, right? Because we've watched like a guy like Lamar Jackson get figured out real quick in this league. Like you'll get figured out real fast if you can't throw from the pocket. And that's the only thing that's a knock on Jalen Hurts is throwing from the pocket. That's his biggest knock. So once teams figure that out and hone in on that, then you see how a guy responds. But, I think, Carson could win it back next year, through camp, but not this year. Lindsay, what do you say?
No, I'm saying I'm with you guys. I think that Hurts is going to actually do well. I think he's going to take the pressure well. And I think if Carson has a chance to get his job back, then I think it's going to be next season. Still don't know if that'll happen. Just all depends on this season, how Hurts, like you said, once they find his weakness, how does he react to that? I just think it all has to be I think that in time we're going to be able to have a more distinct answer on that, but that would be my prediction.
Yeah. We have to see how the offseason plays out, and we have to see how Jalen plays and move on from that. But go ahead, Chrome. What do you think?
Listen, I think Jalen plays the rest of the year. I don't think it's a matter of him winning his job back. I think it's Carson's job to lose next year in preseason, in camp. And everything else. That's, to me, it's Carson's job to lose, not to win back. I don't look at this whole situation as any kind of an indictment that Carson's lost his job. He may have for this year, but to me, there's way too much to lose by just giving up and quitting on this guy right now. And I'm not saying he's played great, but the talent is there. And I agree with you, Tom. You don't forget how to play football. Something's not right. But by putting him down, setting him down now, let Jalen play out the rest of the year, stay healthy, get ready to go, and have some time to reflect and work on what you need to work on and come back next year with a fresh mind. Now, if he comes back next year and he is making those same mistakes, it's his to lose, not his to gain. But every quarterback, and we've talked about this before, Tom, on other shows, I've always said it's every quarterback's job. Every quarterback should come into camp feeling like they have to earn their job. I don't care if you're Tom Brady. You should always be worried and look over your shoulder that your job is going to be taken from you. And Carson, this is only going to have that magnified coming into next year.
Carson's been doing that for years now.
Well,
still got his $100 million.
Tori hasn't done it this year, Tor. I mean, I got to be honest with everybody. I'm a big Carson person. He made 0 adjustments that I've watched himself. It's the same things week in, week out. So has he gotten help? No, he hasn't. He has not gotten help. But he hasn't played well either. So it was a combo. It's a combo of you're not getting help and you played really bad.
How much can you take until you're mentally broken as a player?
Let me ask you, but early in the year, mistakes were happening. He was making
what was happening over the summer.
Early in the year,
has been a long time coming.
Early in the year, he was making mental mistakes. When the season started, before they got bombarded with injuries, Carson was making mental mistake after mental mistake. So, yes, as the season progressed, did it get worse with injuries? Absolutely, it did. But again, he made no adjustments then. He didn't make adjustments when he had a full roster of guys. And that's a problem. He has to make those adjustments. He's a $100 million quarterback at this point. I don't think he forgot how to play football, but for whatever reason this year, it's not here between the ears. It's just not. And I think this break for him is going to be good for him. And listen, maybe he's not the quarterback of the Philadelphia Eagles in the future. 2022, we'll say. Maybe he's not. Maybe a change of scenery down the road will be what this guy needs to fix his career. But I'm willing to bet on him bouncing back next year after having this time to sit, get healthy, and get your head together.
I think so too, Chrome.
He needs it. He's been battered. I mean, I don't know what else to say to people. Like, nobody's been hit more. You know what I mean? It's all factual. But the mental, him being like, the only thing I don't know, like, I know this organization's done him no favors, but they also did him the biggest favor of all time if you want to play devil's advocate. They gave him $100 million. They committed to him. It's a lot of guaranteed money. That's a commitment. So whatever we want to say mentally should have been thrown out the effing window the day that check was written. Honestly. Because it's a commitment. I don't care what they do in the draft after. They just committed to you.
And I'll make this point too. There's another great quarterback in this league by the name of Aaron Rodgers, whose organization went out and drafted a young quarterback who's sitting right over his shoulder. And all Aaron Rodgers did is come out and have a close to an MVP caliber year this year. That's what franchise quarterbacks do. We create our own quarterback controversy, but as far as that,
I'm not ready to give up on that. I'm not ready to give up that.
But none of us are. But as far as that quarterback controversy,
it doesn't matter. You're not giving up on it, Tori. I'm promising you something. You're not giving up on it because he's due. It's a $59 million cap hit next year, and you're already $52 million over the cap next year. So then we'd be playing with it'd be the replacements. You know what I mean? We'd be playing with all guys at grocery stores, guys at local pickup, local gyms. We'll pick off the street. Like it's impossible. I'll say it to the people out there. It's impossible to move him unless you flip this entire roster over in one off season. That's hard to do. That's really hard to do. So
football is very hard to do that.
He's going to have every chance next year to win this job. And anybody that loves sports, I love sports because you can compete. And it's a competition. And hopefully competitions makes guys around them better. I've always believed in that. And I'm hoping it's true here for both of these guys. They're both on my football team. I want them both to be good. I don't care. They can figure out who plays, right? They figure out you be smart enough to figure out who plays. I just want both guys to be able to play. Fair as a fan, that's all you want. I don't want to hate on either one of them. Jalen Hurts is a kid's aces. He's aces. You listen to him talk, he's a special kid. He's a really good kid. But that doesn't necessarily translate on the football field, right? Carson Wentz, great guy too. These are both good dudes. And they both respect each other. So
we can't not acknowledge the fact that even though we create a quarterback controversy chatter-wise, there was no controversy coming into this year. Carson Wentz was the quarterback of this football team. The way that he has performed this season from day one, before injuries and everything else, that's what created the quarterback controversy in the organization. That's what now has the organization taking a second look at this kid and saying, well, maybe there was something there. Maybe there's a reason that we had to draft a quarterback at number 2. I'm not saying it's right, but he didn't do himself any favors. But I will bet on him 10 times out of 10 that he could bounce back next year and get it together. But I think he does. He absolutely needs his 2020 season needs to end.
Yeah.
And he needs to get it right.
No. All right. Let's go into some predictions for this week. It's a different week. So maybe excitement, maybe not. It's a weird panel tonight in terms of our feelings. Because it's weird. It's weird that we're having this conversation this quickly. I don't think any of us, no matter if we were Team Carson, Team Eagles, or not Team Carson coming into this year, I don't think anybody expected this to happen. And what the Eagles did is tell the Cowboys, hey, you guys know how you handled that Dak Prescott situation? Hold our beer for a minute. Hold our beer. Watch how we do it. And literally, this is what we have. So predictions, I think, are going to be fun this week because I think a lot of people in the comments are going to have faith in the Eagles winning this game for different reasons. I'm interested to see. If Taysom Hill's playing quarterback, I don't know. I mean, I don't know. I don't know. It might be a closer game than we think. So, ladies, go ahead. Tell us your score predictions and give us an offensive and defensive player of the game. If anybody hits the score, $100 free A2D merch, courtesy of Philly Drinkers. You go to phillydrinkers.com, get all Philly Drinkers merch, and as well, search A2D Radio on the website, and all our merch comes up. We got tons of shit. Enjoy yourself. Soak it in. It's holiday season. Buy some stuff. We appreciate you. Whoever wants to go ahead. Score predictions, offense, defense, player of the game.
I'll go. A W for me in this game isn't necessarily going to be more points than the Saints. My W would be Jalen Hurts scoring some points. Like our offense just putting points on the board. If we do that, that's my W. But the overall score, I think New Orleans is going to take it 23-17. My offensive player of the game, I'm going to be optimistic and say Hurts. And I don't know about defense. They still haven't showed me much that I would like to pick just one player. I just want someone to come out and do really well for us. So.
Yeah, hopefully somebody does. Or any somebody do. Oh, we got an Eagles win. Donovan, 24-21 Eagles. Most people have Saints. There's a couple.
Where the hell is his optimism coming from?
Wow, 37. 37. Steve, come on over, whatever you're hitting. Come on, whatever you're smoking, swing on by. You know what I mean? Are you kidding me? 37? 37? I feel like we haven't scored more than 24 points all year. No, we scored 28.
We're averaging 4 points a half, the first half. Like, I can't.
You score more goals than soccer. You know what I mean?
Literally.
That shit's boring. And that's how boring the football season's been. All right, go ahead, Tor, Lindsay, whoever's next.
I'll say I'm gonna say we're gonna take a big L here, like I've been saying all year. I'm gonna go like 23-13. Offensive player of the game, Taysom. Defensive, Malcolm Jenkins is gonna make us look like trash and regret getting rid of him and laugh at us like everyone else is.
All righty. That's more doom and gloom. Nothing got better. Nothing. You can put both jerseys behind you and nothing's getting better. You know what I mean?
I can't.
Man, I'm just looking for some optimism. Lindsay, what do you say?
So I gotta plug in my computer real quick. Chrome, you go first.
All right.
I mean, I got the score prediction. I'm going to go 34-17. Eagles lose. I do agree with Tori's picks for players of the game. I mean, Malcolm Jenkins hasn't done anything all year. It would be very 2020 and fitting that he has his best game of the year against the Eagles. I think that'll happen. Maybe see a pick, whatever. And Taysom Hill, I think, is going to have a ball game as well.
Yeah, I know this city too well, by the way. So, you know.
But how is it New Orleans has handled all this without having a quarterback controversy?
Because they're a good organization.
Yeah, exactly.
Tor, I'm going to be the only one on this panel probably to take the
Well,
Eagles.
they also have an all-time great in Drew Brees. I mean, there's no controversy there.
It helps.
When he walks away, when he's ready to walk away, that's when they change quarterbacks.
Then it's somebody else. The Eagles are going to win this game, and just because they're going to keep it. Their defense hasn't played terrible, right? So I think they keep it close.
They've played better,
and I think their offense makes enough plays outside the pocket to keep them in this game, and they win this game by like 3. You know, they win this game like 24-21. And this city goes berserk. Watch. Just watch. I know this city too well. I've been through it for too freaking long. He's going to come out and play good football, not great football, but we're going to figure out a way to win this game.
But what is the point of winning? Why do you want us to win this game?
I don't want us to win this game.
Okay, good.
I'm saying I know how this city goes. This city, listen, everybody's been begging for the guy. Now he's going to come in and win a game, right? And watch what happens. It's going to blow up. You thought the fire was good. You thought the whole house was burning right now. You understand? They're dropping nukes on it. They're dropping nukes. This is what they're doing. It's Nuke City. All right? And this is what's going to happen. Not because I believe in this team. I don't believe in nobody on this team. I just believe that this is how it works here. That we're going to somehow go steal this game somehow with him playing quarterback. And this whole city's going to be like, oh, my God. Oh, this is the guy. Trade Carson when you can't even trade Carson. This is how ridiculous this city is. I'm picking them. Done. Knock it the hell off. I don't want them to win.
You pick them every week, Tom.
No, I didn't. And I didn't pick them for 3 straight weeks. So knock it off. No, I did not. I'm not picking them. Tor, I'm picking them. I don't want them to win. I want a top 5 pick. All right? I've been on the record of saying this now. I don't want them to win any more games. I'm over it.
Oh, wow. You really went there.
I'm over it. Yeah, I'm over it.
Transition to wanting a high pick. No.
I do a lot of talking here, right, throughout the week. I've already.
Yeah, I missed some of it.
No, you're going to miss some of it. That's the point. Is that I've already said, like, I'm done with this season. I'm done with it. Let's see if he can play a little bit. Cool. I don't care. But then somehow they're going to win this game, so everybody gets all excited about Jalen Hurts, and it's going to be a false sense. It's a false sense of reality, is what it is. All right, everybody's going to think he's better than he is, and this city's going to blow the hell up. Blow the hell up.
Justin Harkowski's comment is
Bobby, I haven't picked him. Bobby, you were just on Fan Friday. Bobby, I told you they stink. They stink. He's just going to make a couple plays outside the pocket. We're going to score more points, and our defense is going to feel good because we're actually scoring a couple points, and they're going to maybe make a play or two. Watch. They're going to like pick a ball off, and we're like, where have they been all year? Right? They're going to intercept the pass. Like all these things are going to happen on Sunday that we haven't seen all year, and we're going to be like, what just happened? And it's a false sense of hope, and then next week we get freaking smoked by the Cardinals.
Can you pull up Justin's comment?
Where?
Justin's comment is one of the funniest things.
Marquise, no, I'm not. I'm making 50% of the delusional fan base. I'm attacking them. There's 50% out there that would literally burn the city to the ground if he wins this.
You know what?
You all know I'm right, Marquise.
I'm going to say this right now because I'm seeing names of people who are calling you out right now who 2 weeks ago were still talking division talk, okay?
Where's the receipts?
So you want to talk about shaking the pom-poms. I'm seeing a whole lot of
receipts, Chrome.
Whole lot of people, starting to pull the mask off and show their true colors and their true face now.
No, we're not, Bobby. How are we talking? Bobby. But they don't have you on.
Me, Bobby. Not me.
An hour together. Bobby spent an hour in the bedroom together. It felt like Friday night on Fan Friday. And this is what you're doing? I feel like I just laid right next to you, head to toe. Well, head to toe. We were just talking Eagles. And this is what you're doing. This is what happened. Are you kidding me? And fourth and yawn. Don't even bring the name up. Are you serious? All right. Well, I'll tell you, Bobby. We're not doing anything, Bobby. I'm just telling you how the city freaking works, okay? Just like I fucking told you all, Bob, in 2017 when Nick Foles came in. Watch. We're going to go win a Super Bowl now. Watch, because this is what happens in Philly. All I'm saying is we're not winning no goddamn Super Bowl. We're not winning no goddamn division. We stink. We're just going to figure out a way to win this week because this is this city. All right.
Tom.
Yeah.
How in the world can you still be rooting for a top 5 pick if Howie Roseman is doing your drafting?
Because I don't believe he's doing my drafting.
You don't think so?
I hope the hell not, Tor. But I still got to root for it. Listen, it's a lot harder to miss top 5 than it is outside of it for idiots, right? He's an idiot. He's a nerd. So if I put him in the top 5, maybe he'll hit one because he's done well. I would say he's done well at the top of the draft, but Carson was his big go-to guy. Carson was his big pick. Oh my God! What happened? What happened?
Well.
Lindsay, what was your predictions and scores and all that?
As much as I want the Birds to win, look, Tom, I agree. Like, this is how the city works. I say this so much though, because you want them to win. But no, they're gonna lose. I'm gonna go with 30-24. I'm also going with a win in my book is just a solid football game. Maybe some competition. I don't know, something good like that. A
win in my book is some good meme material.
Yeah. I love when I see the A2D memes, they make my day. They're hilarious. They describe what I'm thinking, but I just can't exactly put it together.
Exactly.
For offensive,
Lent through the darkness.
Defensive players of the game. I want to say that Hurts plays well. I just don't think he has enough in him to win us the game. So I'll say either Hurts or I'll go or Goddard. For my defensive player, I'm going Alex Singleton.
I like that.
He's a gem.
I'm going. I forgot to do my players because I got all wound up from Bobby. People attacking me because they think I want them to win. I want no parts of winning games, right? I've seen enough to know what I want, and I want losses, right? I just know that we don't get what we want. I never get what I want when it comes to sports, right? I could want us to get doored this weekend, and guess what will happen? Which I want to happen. I'm going the opposite. What I want to happen. I want to get smoked, and since I want to get smoked, they'll somehow win the game. They're going to do it despite me wanting a top 5 pick. I know John asked who we should start a quarterback. Go Matt Ryan. I mean,
absolutely Matt Ryan.
Who are they playing?
Doesn't matter.
I don't give a shit. I don't care if they're playing 85 Bears. 85 Bears they could be playing. They put Matt Ryan in over Hurts. JP, would you stop? Would you stop? Now you're. I can't. This is what I'm talking about. JP's what I'm talking about. He's what I'm talking about. Everybody thinks I'm crazy. This is what's going to happen. And then he wins one game and he might get smoked.
That's ridiculous. Come on, JP.
I mean, you never know, truly.
You think I'm saying he's going to be a spark, Bobby? If he was such a spark, they would have won the game in Green Bay. You understand? So he wasn't this big-time spark, Bob. I know this. I'm just saying because we want him to lose, they'll win this week. I feel like nobody understands the words that are coming out of my mouth. The reason I started to talk sports was so I didn't have to goddamn type it because I hate typing. I thought people would understand it clear, Bob. What don't you understand? I want to lose. We just won't this week. And then the whole quarterback controversy is going to get blown out of proportion, even more than it already is. Well, it's not really blown out of proportion now because the one stuck. So who really made this decision? And then we'll move on to our other topics. When it comes to Carson and JALEN, do you think Doug made it? Do you think Howie made it? Do you think Jeffrey made it? Or do you think it's a group decision?
I think Doug makes zero decisions anymore, and I don't even know how he still is calling plays. Because, like, out of all the decisions he shouldn't be making, that's the one he shouldn't be making, but it seems to be the only one he has, which makes sense as to why he's clinging onto it so hard. And I just feel like the way Doug's aura has been, like a lot of people are saying, he's not happy. Like, you can tell, and like I said, going back to when his offensive coordinator was fired, like, and the day before he said that they weren't going to be fired. Like, he doesn't have a say in this. And that's what pisses me off the most, is that obviously it has to be Howie and Jeffrey making these decisions. And I don't think they should be in charge of making these decisions. And I think that's why I'm so angry too.
Chrome, real quick. Tori, I want to back up what you just said. Doug Peterson's quotes yesterday about him resigning, right? I love everything about this organization. My job, fans, it's just, and it's that quote, it's just a great place. It's a great place to work. And here's the key part. When things are going well. We know we're in a bit of a slump. That's nicely put. It's not easy. It's not an easy place to work sometimes. It's the pressure of performing when things kind of go the way they have. I think this is when we say, how can we fix this? And then obviously Wednesday he changes his quarterback officially. But does that sound like words of a guy that loves it here? And is making all the decisions? That doesn't sound like that. The back of your point.
No, because I think he even said it too early. Why are you announcing your starting quarterback on a Wednesday? Like, if he was happy here, he wouldn't do something so, like, vulnerable. Like, now you have all these extra days to go get more background and watch more footage on her.
Exactly. Like, that don't make sense either. Yeah. Right? All their decisions are just bad.
To do that. So I don't think he made the call. Sorry, Chrome, you can go now.
Oh, no. I was just going to say, I mean, honestly, guys, I think Doug's job's on the line too. And I think it's fair to say that he has to consider the fact that if he rests on his laurels and plays Carson all the way the rest of the way, he's looked at as the guy who didn't make the adjustments. At some point, he had to make this move. So it wouldn't shock me if this was Doug's call. And if the organization backed it, I mean, I definitely think they would have backed it. But I think Doug had say in this because Doug's job's on the line too. And I think if they lose out the way it's looking like they were heading, without making this move, Doug would have nailed his final nail in his coffin as the head coach.
Lindsay, what do you think? Who made the call?
I'm still thinking about it, but like after hearing what Trump's saying, I mean, I agree. I think that Doug definitely had something to do with it because I mean, like looking from the outside in, like, how can you keep just continuously playing a quarterback when you have someone that has potential and I just feel like he was getting a lot of I don't know. I mean, like, I'm not the most I don't really look into like what goes past all of that, but if I had to put my input on this, I would probably say that it was a little mix of everyone.
Yeah,
but none of them.
If you had a gun to my head, I would say Howie. If I had a gun to my head, Howie and Jeffrey.
Yeah, but you were calling Howie an idiot So do you think this move is idiotic then?
I think this whole season's been idiotic. So
I can agree.
So I mean,
It's been an embarrassment.
Well, when you're not scoring points and you're this boring to watch, and your owner's probably pissed off, I think they just came in and said, "You better make the move right now," And he's like, "Oh, okay." That's why he didn't commit to anything after the game, because it's almost like he's waiting to hear from them.
Yeah, I think this. Yeah, I think this move. It's not idiotic for the situation that they're in, but a long list and a long series of terribly moronic events dating back to the preseason, to the last year in the offside, really dating back to even last year with some of the deferred money that they continued to push back and back, backing themselves into this corner that they are in this year, drafting Jalen Hurts in the second round. Honestly, you probably could have got him later. You didn't even have to waste that high of a pick. All of that led us to this point where, in this moment, they made the right decision.
They had no choice, really. But.
No, they don't. They really don't have a choice. All right, so let's look at let's play a little hot or not with the uniforms, which I do this every week. And now we got another.
So tense, guys. Like, I'm just like.
I'm trying to get away from.
Are your hands clammy? You got a little clammy hands?
I'm a whole clam right now.
I honestly did not notice you switching your glasses. Like, when did that happen?
Well, so the people don't know, but before the show, I was locked out of the apartment building, and then I lost the contact. So I was like reading and I'm like really blind. So I'm reading all the comments like this, and then I was like, you know what? I wore the sunglasses long enough. They got the fucking point. I'm fucking depressed. Let me pop the one contact out and be able to read that shit.
Oh, there it is. Burn it down.
She is.
Wait, we need to get the Kermit with the hood up.
Oh, the Kermit, yeah.
I do look like it, yeah.
Get the Kermit. All right, let me pull this up. Let's play a little hot or not. The Eagles are tough to talk about anymore. It's sad.
Yeah.
Sad state of affairs.
Let's talk about a winning team.
Oof.
All right, hot or not?
Hot, definitely hot. I only saw the white one before when we sent them earlier, and the blue one is nice. I think they're hot, definitely.
Yeah, that white's nice too. They both are. I like that blue color too.
Yeah,
I agree. Definitely hot. What's everybody else say?
Why are they switching their colors? Aren't they yellow and purple?
So that's a throwback to the original Minneapolis Lakers where they were before. So it's kind of an homage to their original uniforms that they had when they were in Minneapolis.
Okay.
I like it.
I gotta brush up on basketball. I don't know anything about it.
So they're hot to you?
Oh, absolutely. Particularly I've seen the blue one before because it's similar to their Minneapolis one. The white one though, we've seen them do white before. I like the addition of kind of doing that old Minneapolis Laker color with the new style of the jersey. I really like them a lot. It's probably the thing I've liked most about the Lakers in my lifetime.
I'm gonna go with a big knot. They're fucking atrocious. And I can't be any more polarizing to our fans because like everything everyone loves and agrees with, I disagree and hate. And I'm not even trying to do that on purpose.
So what don't you like about them?
Everything. Like I like the colors. I don't like it. The white, I guess, is kind of okay. It kind of gives me like North Carolina college basketball vibes. But to me, that doesn't say Lakers. And I know you're saying it's from like throwback. But I would have loved to see, I don't know, a little more creativity. All they did was colors.
So like, well, but like the Miami Vice thing, isn't that kind of just like, isn't that kind of like the Miami Vice Miami jerseys? Isn't that kind of just like trying to capitalize on a TV show from the 80s when it has nothing to do with their team's colors?
But the colors are beautiful.
And those colors aren't?
No.
Whoa,
white is a color? I don't even think white's a color. Like, I agree to disagree.
Such a homer. I love it.
Yeah, I don't know, like if white's a color, that white just looks clean. You know?
It's clean because it's white. And when I put it on, I'll get makeup all over the neck, get ketchup on the shit. When I see white, I see a no-go for me.
When I wear white, especially if it's like a jersey or something like that, I always make sure I have either another shirt with me or one under that when it's time to eat, coming off, no food around it. Then I put it back on after.
Yeah, I'll need the whole entire bib for that.
Just don't buy the white then.
Yeah, just get the.
Yeah, I won't buy the blue either because that one's hideous. More hideous.
I'll bet if Jimmy Butler was wearing it, you'd be the first one in line for it.
Yep.
Dude, if Jimmy Butler wore a freaking plastic bag, I would buy that shit for $100.
Yeah, she's gonna be happy about tonight, Patrick.
No,
you know what I mean?
Really.
She's in a bad place. She's in a bad place. And,
you know what? And if I see that corny ass joke about, oh, you seen Elf on the Shelf, what about Wentz on the bench? If I see that one more time, it's not creative. It was funny the first time someone made it up. Last year, it was funny. But now everyone's reposting it as if it's their own creativity. No, come up with something else. It's been done. It's been seen. We're over it. It's not funny. Good day.
Man,
I really feel.
What?
Wow. My dad said it as soon as it happened, and he thought he was like the most creative man on this planet. Like, I guess he's never heard it before.
He's
probably listening too, so he's definitely crying a little bit inside.
I'm sorry. I'm sorry. You know what? Boomers may repost memes because that's what boomers do. But people our age like retweeting that. Like, it's not funny anymore.
I'm gonna tweet that every day and tag you.
I'm just asking for it.
I'm gonna find a new one and just tag you in all the comment sections.
I think I'd rather get dick pics than see the Wentz on a bench meme again.
Guess what? You just opened yourself up for, I'm sure. Mike says the joke just hits different now that he's actually on the bench. I agree. It's actually
I do too.
That's sort of funny. Before it was corny. Now, but you posted it today. It's funny to me.
It would have been funnier if it was new now.
It's not new because he hasn't been on the bench. It's brand new. The meme's old. The facts are now.
Yeah, I agree. It definitely is more relevant now. It was ahead of its time last year. Okay, it was a little ahead of its time. Now it's much more relevant. It does it a little bit differently.
I can't. Corny. Come up with some like good content, some new content, guys. Come on.
It's social media 2020. Everybody just steals everybody else's shit. Like no creativity anymore. Well, like there might be like 10 creative people around. You know what I mean? Might be like 10 creative people around, and we might have like 5 of them.
Exactly.
So yeah, it's tough. It's a tough world out there. Tough world, but my biggest suggestion to you is probably not say you like anything more. That you like dick pics more than anything else. It's just a suggestion for you moving forward. Probably always put that as the worst and things close to it. Like it could be like, it's real close to 7.
No, it's Wentz on the bench and then dick pics for me.
Oh my goodness.
Unsolicited.
This is solicited though, because he's on the bench. He's on the bench. Tor, that's where he went.
Chrome's up there like tweeting it out right now.
You better watch yourself.
No, that's next week's hot or not topic. When Tor asks, what do you guys want to do for hot or not? Just send a meme.
Wentz on a bench. Nah.
Now JALEN plays. The meme might even be funnier next week. Could even be funnier. All right, so dating someone that's a fan of another team. Is there any issues with that? You know,
I love it.
I mean, I don't know. I'll start. I mean, I don't know. Len is a fan of whatever I'm a fan of. I mean, she's not like that in the sport, so she's a Philly fan. But in football, she does like the Packers and always has. The second I met her, and I'm like, what do you like the Packers for? And how do you not like Rodgers? You know, so this Sunday was funny because she's like, why are you upset? Why are you happy? Right? Like, why are you happy? Because you fucking spin the ball around the field? Yeah, I'd be happy too. I was telling her. I'd be happy too if this was happening. But not to the point where, like, we don't go at it with sports. So I'd never really I've never really had that, if that makes sense. Like, I've never really had that issue. I know people have. A lot of people have. Not an issue, but the fun of it. And Sunday was like my first experience of them kicking our ass and then sort of being like, oh, this is how this goes then if you're a fan of another team. You're all smiles. What do you want for dinner? What are we eating? You know what I mean? What are we eating? Yeah, because you haven't stopped scoring on us. And that was when it was like 14-3. Like, what are you upset about? You know they're not good. Oh, okay. All right, I just want some action. I mean, it's boring here. Boring. It's like, you know what I mean? It's like, why? It's not watching football. So that was my only real experience with it. I know you ladies probably have other ones, and Chrome seems like he has like too many, which tells me he's been on Tinker way too much. You know what I mean? Like, he got way. He's like, I have. Like, we didn't get. I didn't finish.
Brother.
Yeah, he's like, I have. Like, he's got like 42 to tell us about.
I could do a whole podcast on that. I can tell you that.
All right, so I'm gonna say, so being single at 33 and almost 34, my mom keeps telling me to lower my standards. So like weird advice, but I mean I can't be that picky. So like,
wait.
Expose yourself, Tor.
Nah, I got to circle back. We got to circle. Love mom. Mom's hysterical. And
right.
she's straight face and said to you know what, Tor? Like a sit down, like, I think you should lower.
It's like an ongoing thing.
I think you should lower your standards.
It's an ongoing comment she makes to me.
Listen, I'm a big believer, Tor. If you want, like, I'm Mike Hitch. Like, if you, like, ask around. All right, you know what I mean? I'm great behind the scenes of helping you out. But in my own world, I stink at it, right? Fair enough? Like, I stink at it, me personally, in the dating game and the talking game back in the day. But if you wanted to get hitched up, I was great with giving you advice. The advice I give you, Tor, biggest advice I could ever give you. And we're doing it live on air here. Look at this little session. Don't lower your fucking standards. One.
Amen.
There's usually always there's always somebody out there for you. But what I've learned is when you're hunting for it, you're never going to find that person. When you're not looking is when that person comes and finds you. I'm telling you, works in weird ways. Whenever I was like, man, you know, you're younger. You need to get hitched up here. You need to get hitched up. Never gonna get hitched up. But when you take a step back and you're like, I don't give a shit, then it's like, where'd everybody come from? Where'd you guys come from? I didn't even know you were here. And that's just a weird way it works. And that's my biggest advice for you. Don't lower your standards. I love that your mom said that, by the way. Don't lower your standards. And that person's out there, but just don't look for the person.
Yeah.
They're not going to come find you with dick pics. Okay, so first off, they're not going to come find you that way. We already can confirm that. Because that's
I'm not going to see a dick pic in my inbox and be like, oh my God, that's the one.
That's it. Look at the mole. That's
what I've been waiting for. They said I would know.
But that's my advice to you, Tor. I mean, that's the best advice I'd probably give you.
So I'm going to say, based off of me should lower my standards, which I don't. That's why I'm single, why I left the mailman. A guy being a fan of another team back in the day was like a no, like a hard no. These days, when I started thinking about it, I'm okay with it. I think I need the guy to have a passion for football or a passion for sports. Because I've come across guys when I'm like, they're like, oh, what are you doing? What's the move tonight? And I'm like, watching the game. And I talk to like 12-year-olds.
What's the move? Blocked. Like blocked.
I'm saying like all the guys single are 12 years old. So they'll be like, what's the move, fam? And I'll be like, I'm watching the game. And they'll be like, when they say what game, that's when I'm like, bro.
Bye.
Like, yeah. So I've come across guys who do not like sports. And that's just like a no for me just because it's like so much part of my life. Like all my conversations are based upon this. When I'm down here in Florida, I meet a guy from Ohio. I'm like, my first question is not what's your name, how are you? It's, are you a Bengals fan or a Browns fan? Like, this is just my life. So be a sports fan of any team I'm okay with. And you know what? I'll lower my standards by saying I would date a Cowboys fan. That's how low I'll go.
Yeah, I don't know if that's going low though. I mean, it just depends on the dude.
Have you seen Cowboys fans?
Seen a few.
Pretty low.
Know some good ones. Know some bad ones. Steve, this is what happens on A2D After Dark, past the hour mark. Tori sets us up for this.
Correct.
Billy Gore's not happy with you, Tor, on that comment. He's out.
I don't look too happy with him. So
You don't got to go that low. There's plenty of people. 350 million people just in the U.S. Are you kidding me? You don't got to go Cowboys fans? What's up? Rob said, what's up, fam? What's the move?
Yo, all my friends wonder why I have all the cool lingo at 34, and I'm like, dude, like,
do you?
Yeah. Do you know, like, I say things to my friends that are my age, and they're like, "What are you talking about?" And I'm like, "Bro."
You're like 24 still.
Yeah, for sure.
Good for you, Lindsay. Any issues with that, Ariana? Any issues in the dating world of fans from another team?
I don't know if I've ever dated someone who's a fan of another team, but like a pro could be just like kind of fun to like argue with someone or like kind of like bash like the other person's team, like in a way. It's kind of fun. I would say the biggest con would probably be like you can't get super hype with that person on game day. Like, you know what I mean? Like feeding off each other's energy, because the one person would be excited and the other person would just be like, so I haven't had personal experience, but
Rome loves you, Lindsay. Every time I feel like, you know what I mean? Like Rome just comes in, says it.
Is that Rome?
Yeah, Rome. Rome's a great guy though. Rome's a ton of fun.
Under Reese?
Rome's been on a couple Fan Fridays. Ariana, I know Chrome
Rome
might have
smoking weed on last Fan Friday.
Yeah, that happened.
Rome, whatever.
This is what's great about like what we do here. Like me and Rome are at each other's throats. All right, and if you've seen the clip, it's a great one. But we're at each other's throats about Miles, and we're having fun with it because it's agree disagree radio. You talk sports with your boys, and you yell and scream. That's what's fun about talking sports. So at the end of it, he's like, "Tom, you smoke?" And like out of nowhere, and I'm like, "Stop by. Or we'll talk." I said, "We'll talk," and the whole conversation started in us cracking up, laughing, and not even remembering what the hell we were arguing about 30 seconds ago. And I think that's what's freaking fun about sports. Like yelling and screaming about whatever, and it doesn't really matter. No. So, Ariana, what you got for us?
My answer's pretty boring. I don't have any experience with dating someone from a different fan base. So, I also don't think it would be fun like you would, Lindsay. I feel like I'm too competitive for that. So I'm kind of happy the only people I've dated have been Eagles fans. But yeah, I've got nothing for that topic.
What I was down for.
Well, we know Chrome does.
Yeah.
Yo, listen. First of all, baseball-wise, I'm a Cardinals fan, so every person I've dated has not been a fan of the same team. 2011 was a good time in this city, though, for that. I'll tell you that. However, I have to say, I enjoy it. See, hockey, I like having them be a fan of the same team because if I'm talking about like date nights, I like going to hockey games. I think it's actually the most ideal sport to go to in terms of a date night. Outside of that, like I have dated Cowboys and Giants fans and Redskins fans. I love it. I love the competitiveness. I love the argumentativeness of it. And then I love at the end of the day when you can take all that energy from the day and you can make up for it later in the evening.
Oh,
absolutely,
shit.
100%. I love dating somebody who's a fan, not just of another team, not just another team, but of a rival team. Bring it on. Let's go.
Guys holding it all in. Unbelievable. Guys holding it all in all day. That's like 50 Shades of Chrome. I don't know if I want to get in that bedroom. Ladies, beware. Jesus, God. You lose.
Listen, ladies, we got the Blue Lagoon color going on back.
Blue Lagoon. Oh my goodness!
Good God. That just like escalated so quickly.
It is fun if they're a fan of the same team too, I guess.
Do you do like dirty talk where like Yeah, baby. Like, do me like Cox did.
Do me like the Eagles did me. Like what? Like what?
I mean, have I ever torn a jersey or a shirt off faster than a Cowboys jersey? Absolutely not.
What? Maybe I didn't live life. I mean, I guess I didn't live life. If I haven't torn a jersey.
You tore the jersey off of someone?
Might have been a rip in the collar. Let's get this thing off.
I can't.
He's flexing.
Oh my God, I can't, man.
I'm getting hot up on her.
Reese, everything. Eagles, hot or not jerseys.
Chrome sex life.
Chrome just waiting.
Listen, I'm
or Sunday and Monday nights.
Listen, I'm 35, almost 36. I lived a lot of life in my 20s, guys. I'm a lot more calm now. I'm calm, Chrome.
Ooh, yeah.
I got every now and then I got it in me, but not like that. Not that energy,
Yeah, I mean that's tough. Rye, why don't you go get that clip, Rye, while you're here? Get that clip. That's a clip. Woo. All right, so we somehow have to wrap the show up after that. I can't get the Will Chamberlain. The comments are having me cry right now. I can't even do this. Oh my goodness!
Some good comments tonight.
This was fun, right? Like listen, we talk sports. We have some fun after, some laughs. It makes it so much better. Makes it so much better.
I can't believe I'm smiling. I just didn't picture this happening today.
That's because we cut that tension down real quick from the first half of the show.
Look at this. A little rough in the bedroom.
It brings out my joy. Wow.
New Tinder profile. Please be a fan of another team. We like to rip jerseys.
Listen, people helping people.
I don't know how long your profile can be, so I apologize if that's a little longer than expected.
A2D radio, people helping people, guys.
Oh yeah, that shirt's coming. That shirt's coming. Actually painted his hand. Yep.
They really are. Yes, they are, Ryan.
What did you call the color?
It's actually called Blue Lagoon.
Can you order that?
That should definitely be the name of your sex den.
Come
on in. Enter the Blue Lagoon. Let's go. Swim on in. Leave the flippers at the door.
Doggy paddling in.
You definitely doing people with flippers.
Stop. We're doing this. We're doing this. Oh my God, this was fun now. Any final thoughts? That's not the same thoughts as Chrome right now.
Shout outs? Gonna give our shout outs, right?
Oh, we didn't do shout outs. Yeah, let's do our shout outs. It wasn't in the criteria. I read what's on the prompt.
I think Chrome, that's too high. How are we gonna go above that?
Dude, we can do a lot better than Chrome's sex life for real.
It's funny. Shout outs are meant to be funny.
That was funny. That was fun.
It was good.
I think we all need that. We all need to laugh right now when we're talking sports, in Eagles. If we're not laughing.
My favorite quote is, "If you don't laugh, you'll cry," and that's how I feel today.
We're a therapy session for the people. Our team stink, and the Sixers haven't started yet. We stink. John Middleton's smoking cigars. He's claiming he's broke. I mean, we have nothing to look forward to. What do we got to look? The Flyers, yeah, Carter Hart and the Sixers. Flyers, Sixers, or what?
Don't even get me started on baseball, dude. That'll be a whole nother funeral. Put my Harper jersey back here next time.
I don't even Harper's an afterthought. So we have to be excited about the Sixers and Flyers. That's all we have to look forward to. So my shout out personally is the Sixers and Flyers. I need you. All right. If I've ever needed you ever in my life, I need you right now. I've never asked for you like this before. I've never begged for you because the Eagles have always been, Andy, Chip, and then Doug, though. We've always sort of been a competitive team and always something to talk about. We haven't been this bad in a while, this bad. And I'm praying and I'm begging for my Sixers and Flyers to bring us some wins and make us have some confidence again in this city. So that's my shout out because it's more shouting them out that I need you. I need you. I'm asking you for a lot. Just need you.
Oh.
That's it.
I have a shout out, but it's not sports at all.
That's
It
fine.
doesn't have to
I
be.
thought of it right now because you know how I was telling you guys earlier that I made pizza and like I love hot sauce. I'm literally put hot sauce on everything. Don't know what everyone's favorite hot sauce is. I tried this one today. It was like pretty good. But my favorite all time that I'm shouting out, Hank's hot sauce. I think it originated in like Sea Isle.
Sponsor talk.
Yes, dude, I love Hank. So it just like reminded me that nothing compares to Hank. So that's my shout out because I just thought of it.
Oh, there you go,
Good
girl.
one.
Look at you. Guess that's you,
Hand it in.
girl. You got people looking for you.
Ooh, Frank's is good too. Honestly, I like Cholula. Sorry, I'm just
Frank's
like,
is good.
I love hot sauce.
Yeah,
I like
hot
on
sauce
my
is
breakfast sandwiches.
I'm a big Hank's guy
literally
too.
like it on everything.
I
Anything else?
haven't had. I've heard about it, but I haven't had that. Everybody's saying they have though. A lot of
Hank's, it's
Yeah.
very, very good. That's my go-to.
Tour, Ariana.
So my shout out of the week is going to Mark Barzetta, who was let go of the 97.5 morning show this week. And the morning show were like my people. Like when people are saying like this is therapy, like that was my therapy every morning. Was the Mark and Trey and all them on their morning show. And I just want to give him a shout out because he became like a friend to me through all that, and it's never going to be the same. And just like a rough week for me, like Mark Rosetta's gone, Carson Wentz on the bench, like that's all.
Put the glasses back on, Tori. You need them.
Been doing this a little bit now. Never thought I'd get a Mark Forzetta shout out on here.
Dude,
So
I love me some Mark Rosetta. So
yeah,
this is for Mark and this is for Carson.
I would never be doom and gloom over Mark Forzetta getting fired or anybody at the dial. So yeah, I don't do it. You get into that business knowing what you're getting into. So
Yeah.
bad business. Ariana, what you got?
My shout out is my college friends. They came down this weekend to visit me, so we hung out and did some Christmas shopping. So I just want to shout them out and like say thank you for obviously keeping in touch since we're all done school now. So
I love it.
I don't mean to interrupt,
Love that.
but I just love that the comments are still going off about hot sauce. Like I appreciate it. Also like buffalo sauce. I don't know if I said
Also, like sauce.
Sriracha's another
I
one.
just love sauce.
I can't agree with the sriracha. Like, ooh,
See,
no.
it depends on what it goes with. The sriracha definitely has its place.
Yeah. I don't know. Not a sriracha fan. Sorry, I just had to say that.
No, let them know. Let them know. Ladies, Chrome, hell of a show tonight. Another one.
What about my shout out?
I thought you already did that when you ripped the jersey.
The Lagoon.
My fault.
The Lagoon.
Well, first of all, first shout out definitely goes to all those couples with rival teams who have that competitive fire during the day, but that TLC at the end of the night. Y'all are the real MVPs. Shout out to Adam Carricker, by the way, who came on our station this week and gave us a phenomenal interview. We got everything from pro football, college football, wrestling. I mean, he's been with us a couple of times. Ball for energy, always a high energy interview and really informative. So shout out to him. And I heard a story this week, and it's somebody that I know. I'm not going to say anybody's name, but there was a story that I heard this week. Somebody who works in a hospital who, because they went to a doctor's office and the doctor's office basically didn't treat them right and basically treated them like a second-class citizen because they work in a hospital and they happen to come in their scrubs and they were afraid of them being contaminated with COVID. This is a doctor's office, a medical field, a medical worker mistreating other medical workers. So I personally want to give a shout out to everybody out there on the front lines, all the medical workers out there, all the law enforcement, and anybody who's out there who's constantly exposed every day, who puts yourself at risk during a crazy time with the numbers going up. And for all those people out there who are mistreating these people, shame on you. These people are amazing. And if you hear some of the stories of what these people go through every day, they're the real freaking MVPs. So shout out to them.
Absolutely.
You're on fire tonight, Grim.
Yeah, and Ryan and
Man of the people.
And Adam Carricker, again, yeah, big shout out to him. And big shout out to the Washington Redskins and Yusuf. For
It's the Washington football team.
I don't give a crap. Good
Racist.
to the Washington football team. And another big win for them and for Alex Smith and Ron Rivera, everything that them two have been through. Resilient group.
Shout out to Alex freaking Smith, man. That dude is unbelievable.
Yes. Dude, if anyone has to win our division, I want it to be them.
So do I. I don't hate Washington at all.
No, and my thoughts on Joe Giglio, he's the biggest nerd in sports talk. I'm a big look at a guy too. Like if you can look like a dork and have great knowledge, but if you look like a dork and your takes are awful, then you have no right.
How does he have a show even?
Because everybody knows somebody, Tor. If you know anything about that business, they tell you, oh yeah, you need 5 years experience to get into that business. Well, where the hell are you getting the 5 years experience after school to get into the business? So I say, you know what I'll do? I'll start my own business because I don't have to worry about you people firing people that you don't like or because of an agenda and people losing their jobs and having to go move freaking, 1,000 miles away to work in this business. It's a freaking joke. It's a joke. It's a joke of a business. There's no loyalty in the big boy business to this. So what you do is you start your own thing and you decide, all right, we'll just get bigger than the big boys. And then guess what happens? And then they're begging us for jobs. That's how it goes. So that's why the way they go about this business is a joke. So it's you got to know people, and we people now, as Murph says. So now we know each other. See how that works? See how that works? 5 years ago, when I got out of the little school and I did a little cute internship and watched dudes get fired all around me because they were better than the other guy. I've seen shit. Seen some shit that said, I'm out.
I've seen some shit. PTSD talk.
That's why I don't feel bad for Verzetta, even though it's bullshit. I don't feel bad for anybody in that business because it's tough.
I don't say I feel bad for him, but the show they had and the fans they had, and I've met him multiple times. It was a little family, kind of like what A2D is now, and it's just sad to see that kind of end for me.
Listen, for anybody losing their job, sad, and especially a good guy like him. You know what I mean? I feel bad for him. Don't take that the wrong way. I feel bad for anybody that loses their job. But some of these guys are losers. Giglio should lose his job.
Yes.
He's a loser. The nerd. Look at him. Bring up his picture. And you're that guy's telling me what? That guy's seriously telling me about sports. Go to bed. Go to bed.
Wait, I'm so sorry. Did anyone just see what Ryan just sent in the group chat?
No, I haven't even picked my phone up. Hold on, let me see.
I just saw it.
Yo, Ryan's on a meme rant right now.
I'm trying to get.
Wait, you guys have your own group chat now? Hold on. This is great.
He sent it to me privately. I'm not in that group chat apparently.
Wow, I'm not in this group chat either.
Oh yeah, just for us.
From when he sees his girl in an opposing team's jersey. That's good.
Yeah, I'm not circling back to that. Great show, everybody. We had a ton of fun. Thank you everybody for chiming in. I'm glad we gave you some laughter at the end there, and we had some great times. And that's what we're going to do every week here. Give you sports and give you something a little different towards the end. Reese, every week, Tuesdays, probably around 9:30, it starts.
8:30.
Everybody lays on the couch.
8:30, bro.
I know this tour. An hour in is when we get off the rails. Lock in.
Yeah.
Lock in. This is how
All right, fam.
Now you know why people on the dial lose jobs. Because they don't. I love Tori. I'm having fun. All right. Ladies, great job as always. All right. Ariana, I know Dad's so excited about this in terms of not even you being on the show. He's excited about Carson Wentz. And yeah, he's excited about the show. But he's just really jazzed. I mean, he's got jazzy right now over Wentz.
He's waiting for the Eagles to get Trevor Lawrence. That's what he's waiting for. Yeah, he's on that bandwagon, so we'll see.
That ain't happening.
We appreciate everybody saying great show. Marquise, you heard it here. All right, we'll circle back. I don't run away. I'm here all the time. So
Literally.
wrong a lot. I got nothing else to do, Tor. What do you want me to do? Let me know. Hey, vacuum that. No, I can't go to Florida.
Yeah.
My wife's freaking 7 months pregnant. How am I going to Florida? I guess
Put her
I
in the
could.
bubble. Yeah.
I guess I could, but then it's the dogs. It's a lot, Tor.
I know.
I see him running around. My dog wouldn't be running around. He'd be trying to eat sharks. So we can't. We can't do that. All right. For Tom, Chrome, Ariana, Lindsay, hello, Darkness, Tori. We love you all. Thanks for tuning in. Shows every day here. Set your alerts. Set your reminders. We thank all our sponsors. Specialized Physical Therapy, All Campus. Right, you can get a discount code at All Campus for your hats, 15% off. Use promo code A2D, allcampusoc.com for your team apparel. Philly drinkers. I don't know if Alex still has the 25% up. He might not, so don't hold that to me. But phillydrinkers.com, where you can get all your A2D merch. All you got to do is just go search A2D when you go on the website. As simple as that. And you can get all your merch. So we love you all, guys. Thanks for tuning in.
I got
all the shows. And I got to take that back off. Hold on a second. I'm talking and clicking buttons at the same time. We out.